In the last class, we discussed the first derivative test for finding out the points of local maxima or local minima of a function. Now today we will discuss second derivative test to find out the points of local maxima and local minima. Let f be a function defined on an interval I and c be any point in the interval. Let f be twice differentiable at c. That means second order derivative of the function exists at the point c. Now, x equal to c is a point of local maxima if f dash c is equal to 0 and f double dash c is less than 0. That is, if the second order derivative at the point c is negative, then c is a point of local maxima. And x equal to c is a point of local minima if f dash c is 0 and f double dash c is greater than 0. That is, if second order derivative at the point c is positive, then x equal to c will be a point of local minima. When f dash c is 0 and f double dash c is equal to 0, then test fails and we go back to the first order derivative test to determine the point of maxima or minima. Let's try to understand the second derivative test. Yes, function fx is twice differentiable at the point c. That means second order derivative exists at c. Second order derivative at c is given by limit f dash x minus f dash c over x minus c as x approaches c. Yes, to get the second order derivative, we differentiate the first order derivative, right? So here, as f dash c is equal to 0, so I'll get limit f dash x over x minus c as x approaches c. This is the second order derivative, right? Now, see the first condition. Second order derivative at c is negative. Now, if second order derivative at c is negative, this implies f dash x over x minus c should be less than 0 in some interval c minus h to c plus h, and x should not be equal to c, right? Now look here. When x belongs to this part, that is in this part, then definitely x will be less than c. So f dash x over x minus c we know is less than 0, right? Now, as x belongs to this interval, that means x will be less than c. So this denominator will be negative. Now this whole thing is less than 0 and denominator is negative. So do you agree that this will imply that this numerator should be positive? Because positive over negative will give you a negative result. So when x lies in this part, f dash x is greater than 0. That is, sign of the derivative is positive. So In this part, the sign of the derivative is positive. Now, if x belongs to this part, that is the interval c to c plus h, then definitely x will be greater than c, and this would imply that x minus c will be greater than 0, right? Now, as f dash x over x minus c is less than 0 by this condition, right? Therefore, yes, this whole quantity is negative. Denominator here is positive. So, do you agree that f dash x should be less than 0? Because negative over positive will give you a negative result, right? So that means when x lies in this part, sign of derivative is negative, right? Now look here. Derivative changes its sign from positive to negative as x increases through c. Derivative sign is positive, so function will increase. Then the derivative changes its sign to negative, so function will start decreasing. So a hill will be formed. So therefore, C will be a point of local maxima. And this was the second derivative test. X equal to c is a point of local maxima if f dash c is 0 and f double dash c is negative. So when second order derivative at the point c is negative, then c will be a point of local maxima. And in a similar manner, you can see if second order derivative at c is positive, then c will be a point of local minima. Now, let's take the second case. If second order derivative at c is positive, then this f dash x over x minus c is greater than 0 in some interval c minus h to c plus h. This is c, this is the neighborhood of the point c, c minus h to c plus h, right? Yes. Now look here. If x belongs to c minus h to c, that is this part, then definitely x will be less than 0. So therefore, x minus c, when x is smaller than c, then this quantity has to be negative. Now, as f dash x over x minus c is greater than 0, this quantity is positive. But you know, denominator is negative. So can you tell me the sign of the numerator? Yes, numerator has to be negative because this is negative. So negative over negative will give you a positive result. So when x lies in this part, sign of the derivative is negative, right? Similarly, if x belongs to c plus h, then x will be greater than c. So therefore, x minus c will be greater than 0. Now again, as f dash x over x minus c is greater than 0, this quantity is positive, and denominator you know is positive. So what can you say about the numerator? Numerator has to be positive because positive over positive will give you a positive result. Because numerator you know is positive. So if this is negative, you will get a negative result. But we are getting a positive result. This quantity is greater than 0. So when denominator is positive, numerator has to be positive. So when x belongs to this part, derivative is positive. Yes, so now you can see derivative has changed its sign from negative to positive as x increases through c. So first the sign of the derivative is negative. So function will decrease, right? Then sign of the derivative becomes positive. So function will start increasing. So a depression or a valley is formed. So therefore C will be a point of local minima. So second order derivative test says when second order derivative at the point C is positive, then C is a point of local minima. Now let's take one question. Question is, find all points of local maxima or local minima of the function fx equals to x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 7. Also find the local maximum and local minimum value at these points. Yes, first I have to find the points of local maxima and local minima, and then I have to find out the local maximum and local minimum value at those points, right? Yes, fx is equal to x cube minus 3x square minus 9x plus 7. Yes, to get the possible points of local maxima or local minima, I find the derivative of the function f dash x, that is 3x square minus 6x minus 9. Let's factorize this. F dash x will be 3x squared minus 2x minus 3. Split the middle term. I'll get 3x squared minus 3x plus x minus 3. So here I'll get 3x into x minus 3 plus 1 into x minus 3. So f dash x is equal to 3 into x minus 3 into x plus 1. So the derivative of the function fx is 3 into x minus 3 into x plus 1. Now you can see f dash x exists for all x because fx was a polynomial function. So to get the critical points, I'll put f dash x equals to 0. So 3 into x minus 3 into x plus 1 equals to 0 implies x is equal to minus 1 or x is equal to 3. So there are two critical points, minus 1 and 3. Now I have to check whether these are the points of local maxima or minima. So here I'll apply the second order derivative test. So now I have to find the second order derivative. For that I will have to differentiate f dash x with respect to x again. Yes, f dash x is this. In this form it will be easier to differentiate this. So I'll differentiate this with respect to x. So I'll get f double dash x is equal to 3. Derivative of x square is 2x minus derivative of 2x is 2 and derivative of 3 is 0. So I'll get f dash x is equal to 3 into 2x minus 2. I take the common factor 2. So I'll get here 6 into x minus 1. So second order derivative is this. Right? Now, the first critical point was minus 1. So I put the value of x as minus 1 in the second order derivative, and I'll check the sign. Yes, when I replace x with minus 1, I'll get second order derivative at minus 1 is equal to 6 into minus 1 minus 1, that is minus 12, which is less than 0. So second order derivative at this critical point is negative. So therefore, by second order derivative test, x equal to minus 1, that is this point, will be a point of local maxima. This is by second order derivative test, right? And local maximum value at this point is given by f minus 1. That is the value of the function fx at minus 1. Fx was this. So if I have to get the value of the function at minus 1, I'll replace x with minus 1. So I'll get cube of minus 1 minus 3 into minus 1 squared minus 9 into minus 1 plus 7. On simplification, I'll get 12. So local maximum value at minus 1 is 12. So x equal to minus 1 is the point of local maxima. Now the other critical point was x equal to 3. So let's find the value of the second order derivative at 3. So f double dash at 3 will be equal to 6. Replace x with 3 minus 1. So here I'll get 12. So second order derivative at 3 is positive. So by second order derivative test, x equal to 3 will be a point of local minima. And local minimum value at x equal to 3 will be equal to f3, which is cube of 3 minus 3 into 3 squared minus 9 into 3 plus 7. So on simplification, you will get minus 20. So 3 is the point of local minima, and local minimum value at this point is minus 20.